All right. What's up, guys? This is Mike here. We're about to go live, or we are live, and welcome to our first radio slash podcast slash whatever you want to call these things now. And this
Call
is
the show.
Crash and Burn. I'm here, Mike Santola. You guys may know me from the Instagrams or from All Star Tactical, and I'm here with Mr. Andy and my lovely wife Erica. Say hi, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
All right. Go ahead, guys. Say hi again. I think I got you a little louder.
Is this better? Can you hear us?
There we go.
And I'd like to say hello to everybody.
Aw, Andy.
All right. Well, thank you everybody joining us. I don't know. It doesn't. I can't tell if people are actually watching, so I hope people are watching. Otherwise, it's just the three of us. But that's cool. I love you guys.
Hanging out in different rooms of our house.
Right. We are all in one house here, so if it seems pretty crappy, the internet's not so great up here. So cool. Anyways, so what's up? Thank you guys again. This show is basically going to be about all kinds of cool things from guns, training. We're going to have all kinds of guests, some medical prep, drinking, whiskey, all kinds of stuff like camping, and we'll hopefully be able to bring in a lot of good guests and some new sponsors to really help out and give us some stuff. Maybe we'll do some giveaways and cool stuff like that. So, cool. Why don't Mr. Andy, let's give me a little background, or give the viewers a little background about yourself.
My name's Andy. I'm from Rochester, New York. I'm a professional fireman. I've been so for professional-wise 17 years. I've been in the fire service and EMS service for 23 years. Previously, the U.S. Army. I have a little cat here eating my foot. I got into firearms in the military. Before the military, my family wasn't really into anything like that. So I was introduced in the military, enjoyed it. After I got out, I continued with just recreational firearms. And then I got into around 2000, I got into a little airsoft group with the National Guard, playing the bad guys for them. And I got a little bit more into firearms then, took a lot of classes, took some more classes. And that's when I met Mike, and brings us up to today.
Cool.
Feel free to ask questions on the Google Plus page. They do show up on our side here, so hopefully any firearms related or any questions regarding what we're talking about would be cool. Erica, go ahead and why don't you introduce yourself and give us a little background.
Yeah. I'm from originally Poughkeepsie, New York. Moved out to Rochester with Mike once we were done with school and got married. So I have professionally, I got a bachelor's degree in biology. I don't use it right now at all. I own my own business. Help Mike out with a couple of things. I teach dance classes on the side. What's up?
What's your business?
Oh, sticknoevil.com. You can just plug shame me now and everything. Yeah, exactly. I help children. Oh, yeah. I've got a little one here that I have to apparently attend to. So come back to me for a minute.
All right.
What?
That's going to happen every now and then.
Yeah.
It may happen. So, cool. Well, basically, we were trying to have a guest for this first show, but we weren't able to get somebody on such short notice. We hope to have a good guest for next week. And I think that'll be pretty good. We're going to kind of handpick the guests and hopefully get some really good knowledge and different things for you guys. All kinds of different things across the board. So, Andy, any news or anything that you got going on lately, or shooting or anything you want to talk about?
News-wise, in our local news, we've had, I know it's big national news, but also locally in Rochester, we've had one shooting, police officer shooting, killed a guy, totally justified. We'll see what comes out of it. And another, it was a tasing, and the guy died. We don't know a lot about what happened during that tasing, but right now, obviously, there's an uprise in the religious community, saying they have to go back and look at the tasing options on the Rochester Police Department now. I don't know. I think they'd bitch about anything right now. Why didn't you shoot him? Why did you tase him? Doesn't matter what you do, right?
Yeah, I saw that, and I don't think from what I read on it, it doesn't seem like anything out of the ordinary was done. You have to commend them for tasing. They could have shot him. So they went for the less than lethal option, and who's to say there wasn't a heart condition or something else involved in there? I mean, tell me a little bit about tasing from your EMT experience there. Is it when you're getting tased, is it basically like getting like the heart plate?
No,
No,
like a defibrillator? No,
yeah,
it's
defibrillator.
total different juice. It basically takes your nervous system and sends a shock from one point to the other. It doesn't go through the heart. It's a different amperage, totally different. If you do have a condition, though, it's possible it could mess with some electronics in there, but totally different. You couldn't use a defibrillator as a taser, and if someone's dead, you can't tase them to bring them back to life. That would be kind of cool, though.
That would be cool.
I bet you'd see that in like a Jason Statham movie or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We've got one of our questions here from Tom E., which I think we all know who it is. The last time I saw Erica, she had bear ears on. Good to see you, Phil. And I think that was actually a class that all three of us were at, in fact.
Yeah,
I still have my bear hat.
M&P. That was the birth rate that day.
Yeah.
That was good. We had a lot of good people here at our local range. So that's cool. Where is your bear hat?
It's away for the summer and everything. It only comes out in the winter. I was actually thinking of changing the hat this year. I've had the bear hat. I've been rocking it for like 2 years. I got an owl hat and then I lost it, which really made me sad. But I'm thinking that maybe the kids could get me a new hat. New animal or something.
Yeah. Maybe we can talk to our guys over at Risk Takers, that hat that I'm wearing. Maybe you can make a special girl hat for you.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Are you listening, Andres? You're probably not.
No, probably not.
What would a special girl hat be?
I don't know. I just don't want anything pink. I'm not a pink kind of girl. So.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, I was seeing a little bit in the news the other day too. You hear a lot about guns in schools and a lot going on with whether they're going to allow firearms for the teachers. And I heard one comment about somebody on another show that I was listening to that basically they were saying that they had an issue with it because they think that there's not going to be any training or anything like that. And while I agree that there should be some training, the comment that they made was that there is, let's put the gun in the principal's office locked up, and what good's that going to do there at one point? But at the same time, would a would-be attacker on a school have an issue with not have an issue with, but would they know that if that was public knowledge and go right for that?
Well, where are most of the attackers coming from? I mean, is it, are we talking like the kids that are in the school that are going after their classmates? Are we talking about like some random person just running in and being like, hey, I picked this school? And, so I think it's different for each scenario. I mean, maybe the kid that is targeting his classmates and he's at the school because he's targeting his classmates, they might know. But the random guy that's just like, I picked this school today or whatever, the link, or maybe his mom, dad, whoever, uncle, cousin works there, goes there, they might not know.
Yeah, they call them scenarios because there are just so many different scenarios that could happen. Um, from the suicide kid in the bathroom to a targeted attack to just a random attack. It's just way too scenario-y.
So then what's the best option then? I mean, you've got all these scenarios.
The best option is to have every teacher have a trained teacher with a handgun. But we know that's not going to happen. I don't see keeping it in the principal's office. I see getting training, carrying it at school.
But I mean, you've got to step them into it, you know? It's like anything. I don't expect everybody, all of a sudden, everybody's going to get trained. I mean, don't you need to, like, work up to that?
Yeah, volunteer first, a few of them. It's just like pilots. Pilots are allowed to carry. They have to go through a rigorous training and what the laws are for them. It's the smallest. Basically, they can't leave the cockpit. They have to stay in the cockpit to use their handgun. If they leave the cockpit,
Oh, really?
out of their jurisdiction, it doesn't matter if someone's in the back doing whatever. They have to stay right there and defend that cockpit. Teachers can be the same. Stay in your room. That's your area. Stay there. Do what you got to do there.
Hmm.
That's not, I mean,
That's pretty
gotta
interesting.
start somewhere.
Yep.
But, Mike, speaking of schools, you got an interesting letter today in the mail.
I did. It was quite cool. And by cool, I mean not cool at all.
I think it was actually kind of cool. I think it's a really good thing for you to be able to open up a conversation about it, though. Like,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
take it negatively.
So get this. I get a letter in the mail today, and it's addressed to New York Firearms. And for those of you who don't know, I founded New York Firearms with a friend of ours, Jeff Wejic, and we have grown it like crazy. So now we're seeing close to 200,000 uniques a month, and it's really, really pretty much the only significant site for New York and firearms owners. So I get this letter addressed to New York Firearms, and basically I open it up, I start reading it, and I'm like, all right, this is odd. And I was with a customer at the time, so I was having trouble sort of paying attention. And what was interesting is when I finally got to read it, it seemed like that what they did was they gave the student tasks their students with drawing a picture and persuasive marketing, essentially. So what I ended up getting was a picture of this young girl. I don't know, kindergarten age, Erica, maybe?
Definitely kindergarten. Definitely kindergarten. Yeah.
Kindergarten-ish age, and holding up a sign that said, basically in the picture like this, saying "No guns." And I was like, all right, so this is weird. So I went back and read the letter again, and it seemed like they wanted me to respond to it, and I'm not really sure how to respond based on, this unfounded knowledge. The question really becomes, where did this girl get the knowledge that all guns are dangerous or all guns cause violence? And
I think you need to explain a little bit of the letter. A lot of the letter was like, if we didn't have guns, everybody would be happy. If we didn't have guns, people wouldn't kill each other. There was a lot of just basic things like that in the letter.
The letter from the teacher that sent it, that was in like the assignment that the child wrote. The child was, you don't know if they're fed these lines or what, but that's basically what was written. And the interesting point was that the letter was sent to us and all this information from the teacher, and it was a teacher out of Buffalo, New York. And what was really interesting was, like, I got the take on it that maybe the teacher is pro-gun and that the teacher is 2A friendly and wanted to notify that something like this happened at the school and, give us a chance to respond in a positive manner. And I think I'll go ahead and post it on the blog page, main blog page of New York Firearms, or if anybody wants to check it out, I'll be glad to send it to them. But it's quite interesting that this just showed up like this for sure. Andy, your thoughts?
I think that is the opinion, and it's a very common opinion in today's society, that all guns could be evil. If we had no guns, there'd be no evil. It's a common opinion. It's false because we can't. You can't have no guns. They're illegally out there. They're going to be illegally out there, and there's nothing you can do about that.
But how do you persuade a 6-year-old little girl that, or not persuade, but I guess open her up a little bit to say that, just because people that have guns doesn't mean that they are bad people, or going to use them in a bad way. How do you open that communication and say to them, like, hey, I know that you're like, hey, drugs are bad, don't do drugs, and maybe that's what, she's trying to do with that, but how do you talk to a 6-year-old little girl and maybe make her think outside of the box?
It doesn't matter the age.
How do you answer that?
For me, it doesn't matter the age. There's a lot of people I've met that are very anti-gun. I offer to take them shooting if they want to go shooting. I don't think there's anyone that I've taken shooting who did not like guns, have shot, had an amazing time, left with a smile on their face, and a little bit different in their opinion, I think.
Yeah, I had a long time had this idea that I would do some sort of YouTube video called like "Take a Liberal Shooting," and it's funny that I have a lot of friends that are very, very liberal, and I'm not going to name names, but they probably know who they are
I hope they know who they are.
If they're going to listen to this. But the funny thing is that a lot of people probably err more on the side of not so conservative, but I bet you there's a good portion of people out there that are liberal and have liberal views, but they're totally okay, with firearms. And I would love to bring some of those people out to the range and teach them some safety and really, really get an idea of that, and maybe give them an idea of what a safe person at the range and safe people will do, or take them out and have a good time.
Absolutely. You've seen the thing on Facebook where it says, I will take you shopping, I will take you shooting, and I will do all this for free, just ask.
Yeah.
It's good, and it should happen more.
That's, once again, I guess not to be the devil's advocate, but we have to write back to this little girl. We can't take her out here and be like, hey, we're normal people too. How do you convey in a written, typewritten, handwritten, whatever, what would you say back to her?
Yeah, you're right. You can't take her out shooting. So, honestly, it's how is she going to even grasp what we're trying to say? So, it's almost like, how do I explain it to my own kids? And I have to look at it from that respect and write it like that, so that I'm explaining the safety and the rules and what it is from there. And I think that's the best way to explain it as well.
We'll have to end up posting like your response and everything, maybe on NY Firearms. I think that would be good.
Yeah, a good local friend of ours, Joe from the Firing Pin, actually just messaged me on Facebook, and I'll read it quote for quote, because he's I respect him very much, and he's actually former military, and was part of the training department there, and he's just a cool dude. So he says, taking someone shooting and exposing them to the hobby is the easiest way to open folks' eyes. That's why schools used to have marksmanship clubs. Many schools integrate archery in today's PE for exposure, and of course guns have become too taboo for that. So I completely agree. And we got another question from another friend of ours, another Joe, said that as of 2015, his alma mater actually had a range on campus. And so I asked him what his school was, and it was Wilbraham and Monson Academy. And that's quite interesting that schools still have that. I wish that was around when I was growing up. I mean, Andy, you're a little bit older than me. Is that something you saw a lot growing up?
No, I didn't see that at all either.
Do you think that's a New York thing? Do you think people in other states would have seen it more?
Yes, absolutely.
What about like Cub Scouts and stuff like that? I mean, I did Girl Scouts, but we didn't do anything like we didn't even do archery. Did any of you guys do Scouts and handle any kind of rifles, firearms, archery, anything in that?
I have 2 kids in Scouts right now. One went through Cub Scouts, is in Boy Scouts. One's in Cub Scouts right now. Yes, they still do firearms. Cub Scouts does. They start out with BB guns and archery, and then Boy Scouts goes into the 22 and shotguns. So they still do.
Okay.
Cool. Well, let's change gears a little bit here, and another interesting piece of news that I
It
saw.
took Tim Morehouse years to master the perfect lunge.
Oh, sorry
But
guys,
only
I don't know
one
what that
attempt.
is. It's an ad.
Positive checks at Chase ATMs. Technology designed for
All right, there we go. Cool, like Home Depot or something.
Hey, we're sponsored by Home Depot already. Awesome.
All right. I don't know if you guys saw this. One of the articles that I posted to my Facebook today was that gun grabbers planning a blockade of lawful gun retailer, and that was through AmmoLand. And it's interesting that they're planning on a protest and blockade of Chuck's gun shop. And I don't know what you guys think about that. It's like the only time I've ever seen any anti-gun actual protesters was the NRA show in Houston. I didn't even see any this year when we were down there. I was actively looking for them because I remember a friend of mine and I actually went and got our pictures taken with
Brandon, right?
yeah, Brandon, and we had our like our pew 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 shirts and whatever on with these guys, and they had no idea that we were sort of mocking them. But it's quite interesting that that they think that protesting is cool. I'm all for the First Amendment, but like really what is it doing for them? To protest this?
Not a thing.
I don't know. I guess same reason why they protest. Abortion clinics and all that kind of stuff. They have the right to do it. That's their right. How can we, say our right is more important of, owning firearms, right to bear arms, and then not say, well, they have this right to protest, freedom of speech, blah, blah, blah.
No, they absolutely have the right to do it, and it's
Would you defend it? I mean, they deserve defending too.
Oh, absolutely, and it's unfortunate that I have no problems even with this moms demand action crap that you see, and I say crap because it's so falsified and so like such a hyperbole to what it is that when you have this misinformation that the problem becomes just a bigger issue, and I have an issue that it's misinformation. There's no way to defend it, and then just like any argument on the internet, it turns into name calling, and it spirals out of control, and nobody gets anywhere, nobody learns anything. What do you guys think?
With this one, I mean, what they're doing is they're trying to prevent people to go into the store. Now that's a terrible protest. What does that get them? Nothing. The intentions are good, yes. They want less violence. All of us want less violence, gun violence. But the way they're doing it is blocking a store that sells guns to lawful people. Wrong. Wrong way. They should find a different way to do it.
Agreed.
I mean, yeah, I haven't seen that. I don't know a lot about it. But yeah, a lot of people that think that that are protesting gun shops, I don't know if they're thinking that they're protesting the people that shouldn't own them in the first place, and not the people that are
go downtown, protest down there where all the guns are illegal.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we ran out of things to say there.
No.
What else you got?
All right, Andy, I'm gonna push to you here, and why don't you got any medical stuff or prepper stuff you want to talk about? I know just for all you guys, because this is our first show and everything, we were planning on having Andy do a nice little medical prep corner. We're gonna do a tech corner coming up, some more news,
Guns and gear.
Guns and gear, and
Think about all our secrets.
Right. And I'm honestly most excited for Erica's segment. How about you, Andy?
Absolutely.
It's not in there. I don't know if you guys noticed.
I actually typed it into our stuff right here. It
Oh,
tells,
I didn't get that email.
oh, well,
Can
let
you
me
try and send that to me again?
forward it on to you. All right. So,
Oh, yeah, thanks.
all right. So you prepare your segment, Ari, and Andy,
Oh.
let's do some medical prep.
All right, cue my intro music.
Uh, do go.
Okay. Since this is our first show, I wasn't going to bring any big kit item out or anything. I just wanted to talk a little bit about what we can do in the medical field. The average person, what we can do. How can we get trained? Where can we go? What do we need to do? Do we need to become a paramedic? Do we need to become an EMT? What do you guys think? I mean, not knowing much about it, do you think that someone should go to school for a year to become an EMT just for what we do?
Just for me, like, I'm particularly looking at this as like a parenting kind of thing. Like, if I was ever to run into anything, I want like the basics, like Heimlich maneuver. I don't know, other random stuff that I should know that I probably don't know. Just in case an emergency happened. Not necessarily maybe end of the world or zombies, but like, hey, he's choking on a piece of candy. What should I do?
I've seen a lot of people say, I need to get trained. What should I do? And a lot of guys are looking at EMT classes. EMT has become basically a semester at college now. I don't think anybody needs that unless you want to make a living at it. I don't think you need it. You could learn what you have to at the range in, say, a 10 to 15 minute class. Is that all you need to know? No. Do you need practice? Absolutely. It's just like dry firing. You need to dry fire that tourniquet. You need to dry fire that pressure bandage. Going into it blind, not knowing it's not going to work. There are great classes out there. Dark, they have a great class. I know Chris Fry brought a couple guys in this year to do some medical classes. Everywhere around the country, there are these shooters, medical EMT for the shooter. It takes about a day, 2 days. You can do it in a weekend. But whatever you learn there, I mean, you can even watch it on YouTube if you have to. I mean, I know cash is hurting for a lot of people. Watch it on YouTube, but you need to practice it, and that's where it comes in. Mike, have you ever practiced putting on a tourniquet?
I have, actually. Not certainly enough. And I only say I have because I've done it in some classes. And I really should, because I know Erica and I both carry them in cars, and you and I, Andy, both carry them on our kit at ranges. And I think it's an important part of anybody's kit. And I think anybody should practice like anything else, like dry firing and like you said. And I personally would love to have taken for a long time I wanted to do CPR, or I wanted to be certified as an EMT, not because necessarily I wanted it as a career, but I wanted to be able to take care of my family, and you are way, way, way more likely to be in a car accident, a life-threatening car accident, than you are getting a gunshot wound. So, all these guys are like, yeah, I walk around with like 17 tampons in my pocket. I ain't no pussy, but I shove them in the holes, and that's
cool. He can hang out with me and my friends then. We were,
Right.
Ew.
That's gross.
What?
All right.
Ew.
That's kind of hot. All right. Anyways, but you think about it, like it's you way are more likely, and a lot of people need to prepare for what's most likely going to happen. Certainly a law enforcement officer is probably more likely to be involved in a shooting than your average civilian. I mean, from a fireman and EMT standpoint, tell me, can you corroborate that? Is car accidents certainly the most you see?
Yes, trauma-wise, the most common trauma there is are car accidents, motor vehicle accidents, absolutely, by far.
So,
Luckily, the average
question
person
then.
come to a lot of car accidents. I mean, yes, eventually you're going to come up to a few, but the average person isn't going to come to a lot of car accidents. And they're not going to go to shootings either, but what are you going to do? You have to prepare for those things, though.
So, when we've taken classes and everything, and I've taken, I think, 2 classes for any kind of medical kit kind of stuff. And I've been to one that's like, tourniquet, tourniquet, tourniquet. Like, I'm ready to tourniquet a paper cut. And then I hear things like, you should never tourniquet. You're going to blah, 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 and damage this and damage that. What's the story with either of these?
Yes, you can damage something or you can die.
Yeah, I
Basically,
don't want to
those are your
die.
options. In our area, I mean, we have so many trauma centers and hospitals around here. We have 3 trauma centers, I think, in a 4-mile period. You could put a tourniquet on all 4 extremities, and you're still getting to the hospital before you do any damage. And in most of the country, that's going to be like in the outback. I mean, yeah, you're going to do damage, but you're going to save the life there. So yes, tourniquet, a paper cut.
We got a comment from one of our friends out in Salt Lake City, Jeffrey Luck. He is Dark Side Tactical out there, and good dude. Haven't had a chance to meet him out there, and he said that out there, most of the places they're shooter out in the desert, so they keep a full combat trauma bag with us, and I think you see that a lot more now. Certainly, going back maybe 6 years ago or so, when I first got into the industry and I started training, it didn't seem the norm. I got to be completely honest. And certain instructors, Chris Fry, for instance, and Progressive Force, you would see a lot of that, and it was almost impressive at that point. But everywhere else, you wouldn't see. And finally, you're starting to see that it's actually a big deal. I see way more Dark Angel medical kits, or I see way more full combat bags. And I don't know, some of the events you've gone to, Andy, do you see that a lot more as well?
It's funny because I do see, like, we were just in, where were we, New Hampshire, and I was looking out on the range, and I could see, I think there were 2 Dark Angel kits, and then there was another one I didn't recognize. I talked to these people, and one of them, I think, knows how to use it. The other one carries it for someone else who can use it, which I think if you're at a class, there's always going to be that one guy taking the class who knows how to use it. And it's good to carry it. It's going to help, but you need to know how to use it. So carrying a full trauma bag for other people is what I'm seeing more now.
Yeah. I certainly notice. I mean, from somebody who's only taken a few classes, Erica, what have you noticed as far as safety and medical briefing in the beginning?
As like if you were to take a class,
cardiac tamponade, and it's going right in her chest. That's what I see Erica doing.
Yeah, no, I don't know. The one thing I definitely got out of it was to tourniquet. Like, I could save my kid's life. Sorry, Mike. I could save my kid's life if I tourniquet them. So, like, I could strap a tourniquet around their heads, and I would save their lives if I needed to. So that was a big thing. So, yeah, we do have definitely multiple tourniquets in each vehicle in case somebody paper cuts themselves or something worse happens. The other thing that I remember taking away from that was a lot about dehydration, which was, I thought it's really important, I mean, especially if you're out there on the range or, kids play sports, blah, blah, blah. You could really mess that up or not know the signs and just ignore it. So those were 2 things for me. I'm a mom, so
what I would say is find a class around you, very minimal. Take CPR, that's always a good one because that brings in choking and a couple other things, infant, adult. Find a CPR class and take a very brief overview range medic class if you can find one. If you want to go higher than that, absolutely go higher than that. Take a certified first responder class, which basically is an EMT that doesn't transport patients, which I think is what most people want to do, in our area at least.
I got a question from Tom again. He carries a TK4 or SWAT. What is your preference? I think I have a SWAT or I have a CAT. Yeah. I know we have each of those in our stuff. I've also got a couple of those ratcheting medical tourniquets from Chinook. And what was that? Who's the guy from Dark Angel that we just saw at Any Shooters? And I think we brought that up to him, right, about ratcheting tourniquets.
Yeah, basically his opinion was anything is going to work. There are things that are better. There are things that are worse. Um, I like the cat tourniquets. They're plentiful. They're easy, and most people know how to use them. I
Yeah.
mean, you can use an inner tube. I've seen many different other things used. Um, I would stay away from the thin ones and stay at least an inch thick if you can. I know there are new ones out on the market that are thinner. I haven't really played with that. Yeah. I've heard good things and I've heard bad things. I'm going to save my judgment till I have one in my hand and I can play with it, though.
Sure. Now, what's the most important thing about owning a tourniquet?
Knowing how to use it.
Knowing how to use it and taking it out of the package. Yeah, how many
Oh,
people
yeah.
haven't even taken it out of the cellophane packaging?
That's what I'm saying. Get your wait, let me see. Get your cert gun. Do a little dry fire training, and get that tourniquet on. Offhand, put your tourniquet on. Go offhand. Do a little more dry firing. I mean, just to add that, it's going to be a big, eye-opening thing for you. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I think it would probably benefit a lot of our viewers and listeners right now. And once again, thank you guys for all listening in on our first show here. We really appreciate it. I think it'd be cool if you and I did a little video just on how to apply these. I mean, I know there's a few videos on tourniquets out there, but
Sure.
I think some of them need to be a little more realistic. Like, we don't need to be at the range fucking doing combat rolls or jumping over hay bales and shit. I think what we need to do is sit on the couch or pretend we're in the car and pretend like we're getting in the car accident and try and put it on with your seatbelt on, with one hand working. That's way more realistic. I'd love to see more videos like that, and I don't think there's nearly enough of that. And anything else to add to the med block here, Andy?
That's it for this week.
Cool. What anything we can expect for next week for the med block? Or you have not thought that far ahead yet?
Yes. I think tomahawk injuries, how to treat them.
Ooh.
Cool. So cool. I got another news article here I want to talk about, and I actually found this, read it, and posted it. Unlike some of my RSS feeds that auto post and stuff, it was about the woman who sued Abercrombie and Fitch. Did you guys read that?
No.
So
the Muslim girl?
yeah. So and I'm trying not
Fill
to get.
me in, 'cause I don't know.
Okay, so I don't want to get too extreme here. I know we've got all kinds of people, and I want to be completely clear here that I absolutely respect all religions. I truly believe in liberty and religious freedom. I think everybody really should do whatever they want, and people just need to leave anybody alone. However, with that said, we're in such a ridiculous, litigious society right now that reading this made me sick. And one of the biggest things that they said in this article was, well, let me give you some background, Erica. Basically, what happened was Supreme Court ruled Monday in favor of this woman who sued for discrimination for not being hired because she refused to remove I believe it's called a hijab. I'm probably saying that wrong, but basically the head garment, and because it conflicted with their dress code. And they ruled 8-1, which was crazy, and it basically, if you look back at it, it actually she sued and won, or I'm sorry, I think she sued and lost and appealed until it basically went all the way up to the Supreme Court. And basically, what the whole article, the gist of it is what devout Muslim woman would want to work for a firm or a company like Abercrombie and Fitch that has pictures of half-naked chicks and dudes on everything anyways? Wouldn't that be against their religion? And essentially the whole article was getting at essentially that they're trying to push their beliefs on the rest of society, based on one part at a time. And they're winning it over on huge companies like Hertz and Abercrombie and Fitch, Heinz, Target, Walmart, Disney, all of these have settled out in court for some of these, and I think it's kind of ridiculous. I'm a Christian. I don't push my beliefs on anybody. I don't want atheists to push their beliefs on me. I don't want Jews to push their beliefs on me, and I won't push my beliefs on anybody else. I think that people just need to mind their own effing business, and we need to stop suing everybody. Your thoughts?
So they wanted her to take it off to work there? Is that what they were saying?
Yeah, it was against policy.
Interesting. Yeah, I pretty much agree with you. I don't think I don't like someone else's beliefs pushed on anybody. Doesn't matter what it is. It's pretty plain and simple for me.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. Why is she fighting for this to work at Abercrombie and Fitch? Seriously? But like you said, I mean, you've walked into an Abercrombie and Fitch, or you've walked past one in the mall, and you see the huge posters of,
I don't know. I could see someone wanting to work there. I don't see the big deal of wearing something on their head. I don't see that big deal.
But the rest of their beliefs are about not showing their body and respecting it, and they've got
Covering their head.
So we're gonna uphold it for one part, but not the other.
Yeah, I
should they have been made then to take down the posters? You can't have them in there.
And I agree. I think that how far is it actually going to go? I look at it like, for instance, could I walk into Men's Warehouse and where everybody's wearing a suit that works there and say, look, I don't wear suits because it's against my cool religion or something, and I'm going to sue you because you're forcing me to do that in order to get a job there. No, go get a job somewhere else. Nobody's forcing you to get a job.
Absolutely, I agree with that. I mean, unfortunately,
you're not going to get anywhere anyway because you're a white guy. Sorry.
Unfortunately, there are things that I can't do when I'm at work that I would. I wish I could. I wish I could carry a firearm at work, and I can't. It's my choice. Legally, yes, I could. I have, I can legally carry a firearm concealed. I could carry it at work, but it's against work rules, and I could be terminated. So I'm making a choice to keep my job. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That should be her option also. If she wants that job, she has to follow the rules.
Yeah, it's tough. As a business owner, that was one thing I never wanted to do. I never wanted to impose my beliefs on somebody unless I truly thought it was an image that we wanted. Like, would we require everybody to wear our branded T-shirts when working for the shop? It's a uniform thing. Is that any different than somebody like that works as a mechanic and they got to wear a mechanic uniform? What do you think about that?
Can the mechanic's uniform, though, be kind of like, or any kind of uniform, maybe even like at a hospital or something like that, say it's a safety issue, we don't want it to have ties because it could get caught in machinery or something like that, instead of just like, hey, we want you to look cool in our shirt.
Yeah, I agree. And, but at the same point, what if a Muslim woman wanted to become a mechanic? Is she going to sue the place because they say that the head garb could get caught in a wheel?
Yeah, are they just using religion as a crutch to get their way?
Right.
I mean, who's to say my religion can't let me carry a firearm everywhere?
Right. No, you're right. Yeah. So, anything else on this? Anything else you want to add, you guys?
No, that's frustrating, and you see a lot of it. I think you're going to keep seeing a lot of it.
Yeah. All right, so let's go on to our guns and gear section. And what's your latest and greatest, Erica? I know you got it in the notes here. What do you want to tell everybody that you got and you haven't taken pictures of yet?
No, I haven't taken pictures, and I really wanted to go. I know. I'm so bad at this social media stuff. Like,
I think she didn't get it.
No, I got it, but, Somebody else got my shirts. I
That
don't
was
have shirts yet. Somebody else apparently is named Erica Santola and got men's shirts. So that's fun.
I don't know if Lawrence is listening, but I'll send him the link about it. But tell everybody what you
Well,
got.
somebody tell him that Erica got men's shirts, and now Mike Santola is wearing Erica Santola's shirt.
Spill the beans. What'd you get?
So I got this awesome MP5 that I haven't shot yet.
No.
Yay!
Is that like an MP3 player? What is it?
Yeah, cool MP3 player. I listen to it all the time. It's awesome. I don't know. I haven't shot it. I'm not like a huge gun guru like you guys. I didn't get to really introduce myself too much because I got interrupted by a child. But I know AR-15s. I like my 1911s. Sorry for all of you people that don't. Okay, I still like to shoot them. But I don't know really too much about the MP5. I know that it looks awesome and that a lot of people offered me a bunch of money to take it off of my hands.
Of course.
That's what I know.
Yeah.
And I've got the cool gun and you guys don't.
I guess we'll have to have our good buddy Joe Stop Yellow on the show from Dakota Tactical, and hopefully he'll give us the lowdown on everything with MP5s and everything like that. Andy,
We
what do you
should
think?
try and go to the range and shoot it.
Yeah,
Yes, I think we should take out the video camera, do a little MP5 shooting.
that's right.
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
guns and gear, go.
I've got nothing lately. Bunch of ammo, about a couple cases of ammo for some shoots that have been coming up. I did a USPSA the other week. Hated it. I'm more of a defensive kind of a guy. We got a 3-gun coming up this weekend that I'm doing the range officer stuff at because they want someone to run the shotgun, and I'm the only one who runs around like a crazy guy, I guess.
Of course.
Gear-wise, nothing much. I've been making a couple holsters for other people.
Cool. I got my my wallet here that you made me, and you can see it's still got your business card in it. I'm probably going to use it for something. I just don't know what yet.
Matches your holster.
It does. It does. It matches the holster you made me. I like it though. I do have these pretty cool. Let me grab this over here. I got these holsters from Stealth Gear USA, and I saw it on Instagram, and I was like, "Holy cow, these are cool!" And basically, if you look at the back of this, the back of the holster here is essentially that meshy, squishy material that's like on the back of the performance backpacks and stuff. And this is a Kydex one, fits full size M&P. Kydex on the front, this squishy, breathable stuff on the back, and they sent us this M&P holster. They sent us a Glock one that Andy has right there, and we've got a mag holster that's got a flashlight, and they got their own flashlight they sent for us as well. Really excited to get these out to the range. I've been carrying Appendix Crossbreed forever, and essentially, I like it. It wears out though. The leather really wears out, and it's not always 100% comfortable. And I think I just want to try something new, I suppose. I think this is actually cool technology that sort of advanced, and I'm really excited to get this out to the range, maybe do some dry firing in my house with it, or really wear it. I'm just going to wear it before I write a review or anything like that, because I really want to get a good 30 days or something under my belt, no pun intended, and really so let everybody know what I think of it. Andy, what are your first thoughts on these?
We got the very hot, humid days coming up, so it's going to be really interesting. It is breathable. You can kind of blow through it, and there is through there. I personally like plain Kydex touching me. It's smooth. It doesn't irritate my body at all. We'll see. I mean, we got to put this on, and we really got to try it. I mean, it looks very well made. Using some good hardware. Kydex looks great. And it's different. It's a little different. I'm interested to try it.
Yeah, I think I know all of us. We all have several friends in the IG community that make holsters. From Hellbent to We Bleed the Second, and I know you make Kydex holsters, and there's a lot of guys making it. Black Center,
Alex and Ryan.
I love all these guys, and they're all good friends of mine. But for instance, I I love them for outside the waistband holsters. And most of these guys, when I ask them to make me something, to trade or whatever, I ask them to make me an outside the waistband because a full Kydex holster I'd rather have outside. I guess I just never really got into wearing full Kydex inside the waistband. So something like this is really, really up my alley. And I carry a crossbreed appendix for either my Glock 19 or my full-size M&P. And I'm really going to see if this changes the comfort. I sit at a desk most of the day, or I sit down, or I'm running our CNC machine, and it's really going to be a telltale sign of how comfortable this is up and down all day. Erica, let's switch gears. Guns and gears here. How hard has it been for you to find a holster?
I still can't find anything, and I'm really getting sick of it, in all honesty. I've talked to trainers. I've talked to this. I've talked to that. I know I'm supposed to carry it appendix style in my pants. I'm a girl, and I'm not going to up the size of my clothes. I'm sorry. I'm vain, okay? I worked hard for my jeans to say size 4. I'm proud of that, okay? So everybody that designs these things, make it so I can put it in my pants and not look like I walk around with a wiener, okay? Or how about this? Can I find something that's okay to carry with a dress? Because that's the other thing. I hear all these things. You shouldn't carry a garter style thing. Well, then what am I going to do when I wear a dress? Because once again, I'm a girl, okay? And I like to look girly. Does that mean I shouldn't carry? Does that mean I should put it in my purse? I don't think that's a good idea. So if anybody would like to help me out, I understand the ones in the bra and the clip and the, you're flagging people and stuff. I'm doing gang signs right now, or I'm Italian.
We have a good friend.
But somebody help me out.
Have you seen some of the posts that Gray Fox Misses has been posting on Instagram? They're doing.
I probably missed it. I do follow her.
Yeah, they're doing a whole series. I don't know if they're carrying them and selling them or just reviewing them for people, but they're doing a whole series of reviews of these purses, concealed carry purses. Now that's cool. That's a great option, but I'm not a fan of off-body carry for a woman because what's the first thing a criminal is going to steal is their purse.
Or where are my kids going to dig into? They love to dig in my purse. Yeah. I've got cookies and crackers and stickers and everything. So, if they have a freaking meltdown in the car, here you go. Or they'll go into my purse and get it. I can't be doing that. I can't be playing with that. Yeah. So,
I think
anybody else has an option?
Yeah, I don't think there is a whole lot of options for women to carry. I think that's for anybody out there that's listening. That is certainly a big thing. I know you have an issue with. You look
My
at
wife has the same issue. Absolutely.
Yeah, the only person that seems to be carry as well is our friend Speedstress Rose.
But you see her. She carries a lot in the back, and you guys always tell me that I shouldn't do that. You've given me demonstrations as to why. La la la.
But I guess that's Andy and I maybe stepping on our own toes here and stumbling is I guess we should concede to the fact that it's better for you to carry something than worry about carrying in the front, versus.
Well, I guess that's the same thing then for a leg holster if you're wearing a skirt or a dress. I've heard from trainers, well, you're not practiced in that. Well, why can't I practice in that? Why doesn't anybody train for that? Just because it's not the norm?
Yeah. No, you're right. But I got another question from our friend Joe Sal up in who drove through our area a little bit ago, and he says, "Can we talk about how damn good the garbage plates and stuffed banana peppers are in your neck of the woods?" And yes, we can. Now let me tell you this. You guys, I'm gonna blow your mind right here. So there's this place called the Filling Station around the corner here from here in Webster, and they do each night they got a different special, and Tuesday nights is quesadilla night, and I'm in love. 2 reasons. One, quesadillas are $6.99, and they have a garbage plate quesadilla.
Do they really?
They got oh my god, garbage plate quesadilla, prime rib quesadilla, pulled pork quesadilla,
buffalo. Do they have anything for me?
full veggie quesadillas. They got everything. It's ridiculously good, and the waitress was super good looking. So it was a win-win for everything. Andy, you ever been there?
No, but I think we have to explain what a garbage plate is.
All right, well, go ahead. You explain it.
The traditional garbage plate came from a place called Nick Tahoe's. Basically, it's home fries, mac salad, and you can have hamburger, cheeseburger, sausage, eggs, and then it's this greasy, yummy hot sauce, onions, and ketchup.
Well,
Garbage.
Good drunk food.
All piled on top of in a big pile.
Well, my favorite is my new favorite was Local Webster Hots has a I forget what's in it, but it's like chicken fingers and steakums
Oh,
with Frank's Red Hot in it. And
Okay, and so because I'm the one that doesn't eat meat, I like the ones that are the grilled cheese sandwiches.
is that what you got? Grilled cheese sandwich garbage plate? You've had a
Grilled-
fish sandwich
yeah.
plate before, haven't you? With a fish fry?
No.
I suppose you
Oh,
could
that
put
sounds awful.
anything in it since the name is garbage plate. So
Yeah, I did the one cheeseburger, one hot dog. I can't make a decision, so I get one of each.
I'm a fan of the sausage patty plate.
I know you're a fan of the sausage.
Patty.
Oh, patty. Round.
Yep.
All right, it's time for our favorite new section for Erica. All right, everybody listen up.
on.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Yes.
All right, Erica. We're going to be doing this every week, and
Oh,
it's going to be the greatest segment ever. Erica has something that annoyed her. Ready, go.
You know what really
oh,
grinds my gears?
there's always something that annoys me. But so recently, we got these awesome little things in these boxes for our kids, and we didn't get them. Mike's parents got them for our kids. You know, the little snaps. Yeah, lots of fun. You know, 4th of July is coming up. Awesome, cool, snaps. Yeah, kids love them. We have a bajillion boxes of them. You know what else comes in the snap boxes?
Sawdust.
Yeah, lots of sawdust. Okay, so why can't we fill them with something else? Because you go to open the little box to get the stupid snaps out, okay? Because your kids want to throw them on the ground, okay? But not just the snaps come out. Sawdust
What is
explosion.
That's got to be so they don't like explode on the way somewhere, right?
There's got to be something else, because I don't know how many times I'm like eating sawdust or it's all over my floor, and then the dogs are eating sawdust and we're just playing in sawdust. So that right now really grinds my gears. Can we change that? Maybe.
No.
No.
Well, I don't know. What do you suggest else?
Anything right now. What about packing peanuts? What about I don't know.
You'd have to order like 4,000 snaps.
They can't make them smaller. They can't make the packing peanuts smaller. Why does it have to be sawdust?
Micro
Like
peanuts?
a foot long.
Like, why not put them in like little egg crates or something like that? You know, like package them differently. No, we're literally in
Not if it grinds your
2015.
gears. I think it should stay like it is.
Yeah.
You know what really grinds my gears?
So that's this. Yeah. So that's really annoying right now.
Cool. So stay tuned for next week's version of.
You know what really grinds my gears?
All right.
Thank you, Erica.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Eric.
no problem. I do what I can.
Yeah. You didn't want to do that segment, but we're.
No, because like I hate sounding whiny, but I always have something to complain about,
I know,
and
but
I just love how you guys like focus on it.
I do, because we all want to hear.
You know what really grinds my gears?
I'm sorry. I'm going to be playing that all night long now.
It also, I like to see her blood pressure go up as soon as we start playing. Hit the button, Mike.
Oh, right. Button. Ready, go.
You know what really grinds my gears?
All right, I'm closing the window so I don't hit it anymore. All right, cool. I want to do something different now, and I had something here, but I can't find it anymore. I kind of want to do. Let's do Tech Corner. You know, we always do. We're primarily firearms guys. We're talking about news, talking about stuff, but Not everybody knows that, at least Mr. Andy and I are huge geeks. And it's, Andy definitely looks like more of a geek than I do with those glasses and stuff. So, uh, no, I'm just breaking his balls. So, Andy and I are always going back and forth, iPhone, Android, and it's all in good fun. I own both, actually. I like everything. I haven't seen a ton of brand new stuff that's come out. Supposedly, the Apple WWDC is next week. I think it's next week or next month. You hearing about that at all?
Yeah, it's coming up. Google just had theirs, so Apple's having theirs.
Right. So, honestly, I'm a little disappointed. The only thing I've heard is that from my stockbroker is that Apple's got something big coming out that's going to kill the iPhone 6. But everybody says that every year, and I'm sick of buying a new phone every year just because I'm trying to geek out. It's costing me too much money.
Yeah. The only thing I've heard that's coming out is the new Apple TV, and we'll see about that.
Yeah, I am excited for that because I was gonna replace our Wii with an Apple TV and just ditch it.
Yeah.
Now you've done a lot more with the smartwatches. You have a Moto 360, right?
I do.
Yeah. What do you tell us a little bit about that? I mean, I don't know if a lot of our listeners even really do much in the way of wearables. I certainly haven't bought an Apple Watch. I'm kind of an Apple whore. I just think it's just a lot of money to drop just for that. I mean, tell us what the advantage of having a wearable is, whether Apple Watch or Android.
To each his own. I've had the Samsungs and I've had this Moto since it came out. I use it for work. 911. When you call 911 in my area, it routes through my phone. If it's when I'm working, and if I'm there, it routes through my phone. So I look at the phone, it comes up as a text, I see where we're going. If I have it in my bunker gear or if it's in the truck, I'm kind of screwed. But if I have it on my watch, someone calls 911, I have to that's the main reason is that. But I've got that, like driving over here. I've only been over here, well, this is my second time over at Mike's house. I forgot how to get here, so I just punched it in my phone, put my phone away, and watched turn coming up in 0.2 miles. Traveling, I think traveling it's great because it syncs up with your Google Plus, and all of your cards that come up on your watch. So if your plane's delayed, it pops up on your watch without even asking. There's other things like weather, wherever you go. Whatever state you're in, that weather will pop up there. A lot of just convenient things, and that's all it is. It's a little convenience. Cost-wise, I mean, I've seen guys dropping hundreds and thousands of dollars, if not for a flashy watch. Pay $200 for one of these. I think it's a lot more. You get a lot more out of it, I think.
Yeah. So, I think that's cool. While we're in Tech Corner here, what do you guys think of that Ross Ulbricht getting sentenced to life for Silk Road? Are you familiar with that at all?
Yeah, I heard about that. I thought it was a little much. I don't know. That's a lot.
That's ridiculous. Absolutely
just,
ridiculous.
Just for running a website.
They need to put him to work for the government and make him, make Obama's websites for him. He can do it. He can do it.
Right.
Put him to work. Don't put him in jail. It's
now
terrible.
let me put this in some of our listeners' ears here. Think about it. Ross Ulbricht was sentenced to life for running a website that, for those of you who don't know, he basically ran a website called Silk Road that facilitated drug purchases or prostitution, a lot of different stuff. And they're saying that, that it could have caused people's death, and that's really why they punished him to the maximum sentence. And the defense people claim Silk Road actually reduced harm, and they were safer buying drugs off the site versus on the street. Now, let's think about that for a second. So the government didn't like this, and I hate to get all tinfoil hatty, but so they sentenced this guy to years to life to make a statement. Don't do this. Don't don't fucking get past our laws, or we're gonna throw the book at you. What if? I'm just totally speculation. What if Cuomo or Obama or Hillary, if we end up with her, comes out and says, "All right, hey, all you Second Amendment websites, all you Second Amendment IG people, you're now enemies of the state. We're anti-gun. Uh, Anybody caught promoting, selling, doing any of this firearm stuff, life in prison. Boom, could happen. What do you guys think?"
I think that's a pretty far stretch right now. I mean, you went pretty tinfoil on us right there.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously saying the extreme.
I don't know. Going back to this, I think he's getting. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's too much of a punishment. I mean, literally, it's not like he killed anybody. He didn't actually do something where, yeah, he didn't end a life himself. There was no intent. There was no plan. There was no like any of that to it. So for him to get and no chance of parole, right? I mean, that's the other thing. Life, no chance of parole, no chance of anything of this being overturned.
Murders that have gotten less.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And you look at the guy that bombed the Boston bomber with the marathon and everything like that. I mean, he obviously he's getting. I believe he was sentenced. He's on death row.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, but that's like, look at what he did. Okay. He killed people.
Yep.
This guy had a website.
Yeah.
I
mean, why people have there's websites out there where they're buying and selling social security numbers and credit card numbers, out of the country stuff. Why haven't they gone after that? So yeah, it is what it is. I just want to end technology, I suppose, with a little bit of controversy and tinfoil hatty stuff. So, Andy,
Yeah.
what are you drinking?
I have something called Root.
Good.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm a fan of root beer. This is an 80 proof, 40% by alcohol. It's all organic. It's for vegetarians, Ari.
Yay.
But it's great. It's got straight. It's a little harsh, but if you mix it in with root beer or what does my wife like? Ginger beer. No, ginger or something. Mix it in with that, with the root. It's like having a root beer float, kind of smoothie.
I think we lost Andy.
It hit like that. Did I go all Cylon on you?
Yeah, what the heck happened? Mike, are you effing with the internet webs?
I think Andy's just bandwidth is dropping. So that's cool. I think. So does it taste like root beer or?
It does. It tastes a lot like root beer, and it's good mixed with root beer.
Oh, cool. This
It
week
smelled good when I was smelling it.
this week I am drinking very old Barton, and my guy Andy Peters and I went down to NRA and we decided to stop at a distillery. And this is actually straight from the distillery. You can see it's actually signed by the master distiller. This is quite good. It's very very oaky. It's a lower dollar amount bourbon, and I really do like it. Just as a general sipping bourbon. Typically, I've been known to drink the Bullet, and I've had a couple guys. I think my guy Dave Moore said he was drinking Bullet tonight. I'd love to get him on the show sometime too. He's a big time YouTuber and just total cool dude. So
how smooth is that one, Mike? Is it smooth?
It's good. You know what it is? I'm a huge fan of bourbon with ice, and I know there's super like bourbonites I'll call them, that are just they're the same kind of guys that think guns shouldn't be upgraded or whatever, but like I need a little bit of water to cut the harshness. I like it cold. Maybe not the water. I take that back. Maybe I just like it cold. So maybe if I froze the bottle or something, I would like it better. But I think I just like it a little bit cold. I see Erica smirking there because she's a neat drinker, I think. You drinking anything tonight, Ari? What are you drinking?
Yeah, what was the other one that was sitting over there on the counter that we had? Because I couldn't find that bottle that you had. So I was like, oh,
I got the whole thing
here's,
right here. That's
yeah.
why.
Yeah, well, that's why I couldn't find it. So whatever else was on the counter, it's another bourbon.
Yeah,
I think you picked it up at the store.
it was just one of those. It's funny enough. Everybody has their go-to bourbons or whiskeys. When you want to try something new, you always look out for the coolest looking bottle. At least that's how I work.
Yeah, just like wine.
Yeah. But anyways,
Yeah, I didn't have any wine tonight, so.
Before we get off the bourbon, have you tried the frozen rocks? You put these rocks in the freezer.
yeah, we got them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
have you
we
tried
got
those?
like the granite, frozen granite.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've used
Yeah,
them.
yeah, I got those.
Yeah, Erica likes those. I bought Erica some silicone molds that make spherical ice, which is supposed to have less
Round
surface area, and
That's what I use.
and I like it. That actually works pretty good. Um,
In all honesty, maybe I'm kind of silly, but I couldn't figure out how to fill them.
it's not that hard. I'll have to show you.
I really couldn't. Like, they're in the drain board, and I was like, I want round ice. I love them. They're so cool.
Do
And
you
I
have to freeze
couldn't
it
make them
before you
work.
put it in there, Ari?
You do have to freeze it. You can't just pour the water
Yeah, you can't just pour
Oh.
water in there.
and pretend it turns into a circle.
So use a knife and like
I-
shave it off and put them in there.
Oh, okay, because, yeah, I'm like a complete noob.
But
Yeah, I was literally having problems with having to fill ice.
for
So
those of you still
there's
listening to our ramblings here, part of our show is like that we really would like to talk about whiskey and bourbon, and I think I think a lot of the podcasts and the radio shows out there are too gun specific. So we are definitely going to try and open things up a little bit, and thank you all again for bearing with us as we do this first show. It looks like we could easily do an hour and a half show. We're probably gonna cut it up here in a little bit, just in case everybody's getting tired or doesn't want to stay in line here. But Andy, I'd like to talk about this article that we found on Gizmodo, the 9 healthiest alcoholic drinks, and we're definitely gonna talk a little bit about each one here. And first one up is vodka soda. And that's saying it averages about 96 calories per 1.5 ounces. Eric and Andy, thumbs up or thumbs down for vodka soda?
I
I'm not a
say
huge
thumbs up.
Okay, I'm not a huge vodka drinker, so I mean, if I'm going out to get like white girl wasted and I want to watch my calories, sure, I guess.
All right. Next one up is the I'm probably saying this wrong. The Michelada. And it's beer, limes, Worcestershire sauce, hot sauce, black pepper, sea salt. If you've ever seen these, I had them actually in a Mexican restaurant. I think I had it out in SoCal with my SoCal buddies, Ex Medina, and a couple of guys out there when I was out there shooting. It's interesting for sure. I don't know why it says it's healthy. It just says vitamin C and electrolytes and healthy cocktail. It doesn't say anything about calories. I've never. I was okay. A little too much spice for me. Have you guys ever had it?
I have not. This one was on my list of ones to try. It sounds like a Bloody Mary on steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one looked interesting to me. Like, I'm surprised you don't like it, Mike. It sounded like it would be like spicy and like good flavors and stuff.
I like Bloody Marys, and I think that the beer mixed with the spices is what just didn't do it for my palate.
But you said you tried this one?
Yeah, I had one out. I think one of the guys out there, maybe X or one of the guys had it, and I tried it. It was okay. So
Definitely on my list, though.
yeah. Next up, whiskey and gin, obviously, 110 calories per 1.5 ounces. And next up is wine. Everybody knows that a glass of wine a day is supposed to be good for your heart.
Red
Yeah,
wine.
red wine. Because you get basically iron, potassium, magnesium, stuff like that.
Going back one, gin or whiskey? What's your choice?
Whiskey, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Whiskey all day.
Yeah, I'm honestly not a gin fan. I think I attribute it to college. I had a gin and tonic. It didn't agree with me.
I think you had an allergic reaction to the tonic.
Yeah, I think whatever's in tonic, quinine or something, that bugged with me. I don't like it. So next up on the list is Manhattans, and absolutely Manhattans. Bourbon, sweet vermouth, bitters. It's basically an old fashioned but different. And I am a huge old fashioned fan. I make them. I love them. Anybody who's been to our shot show parties, I was making them all night until they got too many people were bugging me. But I love them, and I love Manhattans as well. How about you guys?
Absolutely. Manhattan was my dad's drink, and I have taken over that drink. I do like it.
All right, so Manhattan next week, right?
Yes.
Yes, can you make them, Mike?
Yeah, I can make them. They're easy. I got all the stuff here.
I don't think you've ever made one for me, so I don't think I've ever had one.
All right. Well, so we're making for next week. Anybody who's going to listen in next week, Manhattans for next week, send us pictures.
Yep.
Next up, Mimosa or Bellini. I'm not a huge champagne fan, so I'm gonna give a thumbs down to this. How about you guys?
No, this is good. This is good. I don't like champagne, but trust me, I've been to a lot of bridal showers or in the morning right before the wedding. Yeah, you totally need a mimosa.
Totally
yeah.
foo-foo. Don't like it.
No, too frou-frou.
Yep.
It's healthy with the orange juice
Girl.
and stuff.
That's funny. Next up is Guinness. You know, I think all of us kind of like bug-eyed out at Guinness, and we're like, it's funny. It lists ingredients as magic and unicorn kisses. And for all of our gun guys out there, we know unicorn kisses are the shit. So it's funny. Despite how thick it is, it's only 128 calories per 12 ounces, which is really nothing for a beer. You know, the ciders that you used to drink, Ari, the ciders were 200 calories a bottle. That's crazy.
Yeah, I did see an article not too long ago that was said Guinness had an additive that wasn't good for you. I can't remember what it was, really? And I was almost heartbroken to hear that it wasn't, because that is my beer that I drink.
Well, according to this article, it's saying it has similar antioxidant properties to red wine. So go back to drinking your Guinness.
Oh, I never stopped.
All right. So next up is sangria. I actually like sangria. I like it better than regular wine. I think that you could strengthen it up with a little vodka or something, and but you get a lot of the fruit, and it's like feeling good about eating fruit, but drinking at the same time.
I'd rather
I like sangria.
have a glass of bourbon and a orange.
Yeah.
No, but like think of like you're in like a hot tub, and it's like something to drink in like a hot tub. You're hanging out, hot night, hot summer night. We don't get a lot of those in Rochester, but yeah, that I would totally rock sangria.
Chick drink.
Oh, come on, go put some more ice in your freaking bourbon, okay?
Oh, she just called you out. Last up on this list, Bloody Marys, and obviously you're getting a lot from the tomato juice. There's really not much in a traditional Bloody Mary: vodka, tomato juice, horseradish, Worcestershire, Tabasco, celery, salt, pepper. I've seen some of the pictures like from Clint Walker and stuff on Instagram that are like, you start to see these Bloody Marys that have like a friggin' steak in the top of it,
Yeah,
or
they
like
put everything in it.
14 shrimp in a skewer that are sticking out of the top of your Bloody Mary.
Jalapeno peppers coming out.
Yeah, I think I had one that had one of the what are the Italian peppers?
Pepperoncini.
Yeah, pepperoncinis that are sticking out of one. They were pretty good. I like Bloody Marys sitting down like down on the water in Florida or something. What about you?
I'm a fan. I like them.
I like them too. I think they're good. Same thing. I don't know. Yeah, more spice the better.
Oh,
That's what she said.
That's I have on our list here that we were going to do a weekly YouTube video, but I don't have anything.
Yeah, Mike, that was scheduled for you.
I know. I'll have to find something for next week. So why don't we wrap things up here?
If anyone has any suggestions for a YouTube video that they want to plug or anything, let us know.
And next week definitely log on early and get us some questions. We'll answer, whether it be gun related or drinking related or tech related. We'll do it all. We really want this to be sort of different than the average stuff out there. So thank you again for everybody coming on it, and let's do a little recap of what's coming up. So this weekend we got the Ontario three-gun shoot. Should be cool. I know, Andy, you're going to be there. Are you being there all 3 days?
All 3 days, yeah.
So I think I'm going to swing by on Saturday. I think we're
Starts
hanging.
tomorrow?
Setup is tomorrow.
Setup.
Yeah.
I'll probably come by and hang out for a little bit on Saturday. Maybe grab some dinner with you guys Saturday night or something. So, what's everybody else got going on for the week? You and I need to get out to the range to do some stuff with these holsters. We got those plates from Armorware we need to shoot, so we need to find some time for that. But what else do you guys got going on this week?
Andy, go ahead.
I got nothing else.
No?
I've got recital week. We prepare for our recital and everything. You're doing our photos for the dance girls and everything. Super excited on Monday and everything.
Well,
this is my.
I don't even think you talked about that in the beginning. What are you talking about? Recital.
I didn't get a chance to do it. So I teach adult dance right now, not like adult dance like you guys are probably thinking, but ballet, jazz, and stuff like that. But for adults that are not, just like 16. Most dancers. No, come on.
Sorry.
So like literally like point, modern, jazz, ballet. I don't do tap.
Oh, that's cool.
But so this is my first year teaching. Kind of ran into it from some not so great, reasons and everything. But for whatever reason, I am teaching this year. It's my first year that I am choreographed all of these dances and everything. So I'm super proud of all of my girls.
Awesome.
Mike's doing pictures for us on Monday, and then we've got our recital next weekend, so it's kind of a big week for me.
That's awesome. I think it's funny how there's probably so many people that don't realize what everybody else, sort of does for hobbies or whatever. So I think that's pretty cool for sure. And I think that's it. And I think I want to thank everybody again for chiming in, and letting me bug them on Facebook and saying, come listen to this. So hopefully you'll get a notification earlier and we'll start to get some more stuff out.
Meanwhile, you can follow me Instagram Andy Dickerson or on Facebook Andy Dickerson.
Yep. And Erica, how can they find you?
I'm on Instagram. I love Instagram, Erica Santola. On Facebook, it's Borins-Santola, and then I think Twitter is Erica Santola also. You can also find me at Stick No Evil, shameless plug for my company. And yeah,
cool.
That's me.
And you guys can find all of us at Crash and Burn, which is a brand new Facebook page, a brand new Google Plus. You can find me, Mike Santola, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus. And hope you guys enjoyed the show. And listen in. If you got any questions, shoot us an email. We'll try and set up a website and get everything ready for next week. But right now, the Facebook page is probably the best way to get a hold of us. And once again, thank you guys all for being a part of this. And we hope to see you all next week. Really appreciate it. Take care.
Awesome. Good night. Bye.